Hello and welcome to Bad Moon Rising. Same blood on the Clocktower gameplay, different rule set, different roles, different game. This is my super concise introduction to Bad Moon Rising. Hope you enjoy. Bad Moon Rising is basically trouble brewing on steroids. What are the big differences? Well, let's take a look at the roles. Townsfolk. Big difference here. Not a great deal of first night info. No washerwoman, no chef, no investigator. There is no real abundance of solid information that the good team gets on the first day. You good guys are going to have to work much harder than that. Let's dig deep into the townsfolk roles. First night info roles. What first night info roles do we have? Well, looking at you, Granny and Sweepy Sue. The grandmother knows for certain that one player is on the good team, but will also die if that player gets murdered by the demon. The chambermaid chooses two players around the table and knows how many of them woke in the night. Useful info, and yet super fucking confusing at the same time. Protection roles. Hey, remember our good friend, the monk from Trouble Brewing? What a pussy. Only got to save one person per round? Welcome to Bad Moon Rising, bitch, where death and protection from death are key abilities. The sailor goes drinking with another player and cannot die unless they are drunk. The innkeeper shelters players from the demon but causes one of them to become drunk with their hospitality. The exorcist wakes at night and can perform an exorcism on a demon, preventing the demon from killing that night. And then there's the fool, the tea lady and the pacifist who are also there and can stop deaths. Hey, you guys like guessing information randomly, right? And you like that random choice to decide who dies within the game? Well, then have I got good news for you. Introducing the gambler and the gossip. The gambler guesses characters. If they choose wrong, they die. Lol. The gossip publicly announces to the group a piece of information. If that piece of information is correct, then somebody else dies. Holy shit. Now, you guys loved the drunk in Trouble Brewing, right? Well, how about playing with characters who can cause other people to become drunk? As well as the sailor and the innkeeper that also make people drunk, we have the most hospitable of all the townsfolk, the courtier and the minstrel. The courtier, or courtier, chooses a character from the game to make drunk for 3 days and 3 nights, and the minstrel makes everybody drunk the moment a minion is killed. Resurrection. Lastly, and by no means leastly, we have a new mechanic introduced into this script, resurrection. Yes, kids, if you study hard at school and eat your greens, you too can grow up big and strong to become a professor. Once per game, the professor can choose a player, and if that player is a townsfolk, that player will be brought back from the dead. Spooky. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time here because a couple of these outsiders are super confusing, so let's just look at them super quick. This is the Tinker. The Tinker may die at any time, for no reason. The Moonchild curses somebody upon death, making them die too. The Goon is immune to all other abilities but keeps changing allegiances. And finally, the Lunatic, who thinks that they are an evil demon. This is my favourite. The Lunatic is essentially the drunk, but rather than believing they are townsfolk, they genuinely believe that they are the demon. And now for our good friends in the Minion team. Let's meet this fearsome foursome. The Godfather introduces an extra outsider and kills a player whenever an outsider is executed. He is basically the Baron with a more hands-on approach. The Devil's Advocate prevents evil players dying by execution. The Assassin is able to kill a player who the demon cannot. And the Mastermind can still win even after the town has killed the demon. Minions in this game take a more physical approach. They also have the ability to kill. A well-coordinated evil team can see 3 or 4 kills in the space of one night. And finally, here are the frightful figureheads of devilish deviants, our demons. The Zomble, who remains alive while in the grave. The Puka, who poisons its victims, who then die at a later time. The Shabaloth, who eats 2 players per night, but may vomit one of them back up the following night. And lastly, the Poe, who can choose to kill nobody one night, but then goes on a rampage the following night. The demons in this game have a higher kill count and more potential for chaos, and yet do not possess the ability to pass on their demonhood to their minions, just like the Imp and the Scarlet Woman in Trouble Brewing. A brief introduction to Bad Moon Rising. Lots of death, lots of protection, lots of drunkenness and poisoning, lots of exciting new characters to play as. I look forward to seeing how you all get on. Good night, sweet townsfolk of Ravenswood Bluff, and good luck.